All right, everybody, it's Adam here with Just the Tips with your Tuesday talk. And Mike asked me to pinch hit for him today. Normally, Mike comes to you on Tuesdays, with what he's working on, things that he wants to bring up during the week. But he said, "Why don't you give it a whack?" So I thought I'd talk to you guys today about match play strategies. It's that time of year where we're going to see at our club it's season-long match play, and then we're really only a month away, believe it or not, from our club championship. Now, club championships are usually played match play. There are some other things too, though. There's some amateur tournaments that get played stroke play and then change to match play. It comes up a lot. Plus, it's a fun strategy to play. But what we're really talking about here are the ones that are a big deal. It's probably you versus a stranger, you versus somebody that you're not really familiar with, and the two of you have been paired together in some sort of elimination bracket. One person goes on, the other person goes home. It's very stressful. I love the format. I think it's a brilliant way to play golf. And if you're used to stroke play, it's certainly a departure, right? So obviously we know the rules. We dot up the card if I'm giving strokes. If we're playing a gross club championship, maybe there's no strokes. We meet each other on the first tee, and then it's 18 holes, and whoever has the lower score on the hole takes one. The first when there's more holes won than there are holes left to play, that's the winner. And again, it's a brilliantly fun format. One of the big things, though, is that comes up a lot is do you change your strategy to play the opponent or to play in match play? And the answer is both yes and no. You can't play defense. You can't stand by the hole and kick the ball out of the way. And there are people that love their gamesmanship, which I think is a little crappy. But even Tiger had gamesmanship. So who am I to say? But for me, the more match play I play, the more it really truly is about playing the course and trying to make my best 18 holes that I possibly can. And if I play my best for 18 consecutive holes, then I should win. And if I don't, then that meant the person had to play better. I play against a gentleman quite frequently, and we play match play a lot. And he doesn't ever check what the match is at. I mean, maybe he's keeping it in the back of his head, but he won't check what the match is at until we're at the 8th hole. I think at that point he kind of says, "I'm just going to go out and play golf for the first 6 or 7 holes, and then I'll kind of check in on the match, see where I am," because his focus really is playing the best he can. But there are times where you have to change your strategy. But if you get yourself in the position like I have many times in the past, where I got to chip this in for birdie, or it's all over. Again, you got yourself a little bit too far behind. So anyway, I just had a club match. I played a guy who struggled. I played guys who get off to brilliantly fast starts. I can think of our good friend Bill Collins in last year's club championship threw me a beat and got off to a quick start. But I'd say the biggest strategy to win is the first hole. Again, you're playing to win that first hole. You can't, like I say, you can't play defense against the person. So your strategy has to be, how do I make a birdie here? Now, again, you might, there's a million courses out there. Your course might not be conducive to finding a birdie, but most of them are. And I'm not saying you're going to make a birdie or you have to make a birdie. I'm saying the strategy should be, let's get that 3 on the par 4. So as you're warming up, as you're thinking about the round for days, weeks, or even months ahead of time, the goal should be, hey, listen, I got to hit a good drive. That should be my vision, my practice is hitting that good drive. Second one, nice and close, and then make that putt. Because if I know I make a birdie, unless something strange happens, it's either a crazy hole, I'm playing against an excellent player, or we just both executed our strategy, I'm probably going to take a 1-up lead. To me, that's huge, is to get out to an early lead. But also, again, we're playing from both sides of the coin. You lose the first hole, they make a birdie, or you make a 10. Who cares? You're down one after one. You got to set it and forget it. You got to think to yourself, it simply doesn't matter. There's 17 holes left to play. And you got to think that way too after you win the first hole. Hey, I'm up one, but there's 17 holes left to play. So again, getting off to that fast start mentally, I think, is gigantic. So if you win it, good for you. It's on to the next hole. If you lose it, it's okay. It's just one hole. There's a lot left to play. I think the second strategy, though, is not getting down on yourself. I find there to be a lot less conversation, chumminess, if you will, in match play. Both players are there for a specific person, that's the win. Especially if you have caddies, you might even be like boxers in your separate corners as you walk down the fairway. But if you are by yourself, it's real easy to get in your own head. There's not a lot of distractions out there. Just keep remembering that anything can happen. All you got to do is play good golf. Yeah, and sometimes it's not even your best golf. Something Mike brought up in the last podcast and my daughter was talking about is not rooting against the other person. I know you're not going to do it verbally, like, miss it, Noonan, miss it, but I think it's very easy to, in the back of your head, go, oh, please chunk this one. Oh, please hit it in the woods, right? I believe in golf karma. I don't think I'm rooting against anyone. Matter of fact, in the back of my head, I'm probably negative. I'm probably doing myself more harm than good. Where I'm saying, this guy's such a good player, he's probably going to stripe it down the middle. Or if we're on the green, it's like, oh, there's a good chance he makes this putt, right? If I'm thinking about what the other guy's doing, I'm probably distracting myself from what I should be doing, right? I should be taking in every bit of information I can get. I should be keeping myself in a positive frame of mind at all times. I should be using positive self-talk and saying, I'm going to hit this ball straight down the middle, and I'm going to knock this one on the green, and I'm going to make this birdie putt. So staying, mentally focused for the round, I think, is also a major challenge. Here's the other thing too: is when you get a ways up. The other day I was 5 holes up after 5, and in the back of my head I go, I wonder where I'm going to go for lunch, or should I celebrate with ice cream after I win? And the guy came back to almost beat me on 18, and it's just, again, a very good reminder of it's not over until it's over. Your mentality should be to play your best golf to win the next hole, and to play your best golf to win your next hole until there are no more holes to win, right? You don't fall into that trap of, hey, I'm doing so well that this guy or this lady can't come back for me. And again, if you're down, again, anything can happen. If you're out there and you're playing a 15 handicap and they just parred the first 5 holes, that's probably not going to last forever, right? You got to grind. You got to win those half holes or have the holes. And then when you get hot or they get cold, you can come battling back. But if you take yourself out of it mentally, you're just completely done. All right. Last thing I'm going to talk about on match play is the rules. Go to a different video, or we'll do a different video on rules. But the 2 things I would keep in mind is, if you're playing match play, you can't really ask your opponent what the rule is here. How does this red stake situation work? Or can I move my ball, or things like that? You're on an island, you have your caddy, or you're playing spotter. You can always play 2 balls. You can always call the clubhouse, but don't go. Hey, is this ground under? Know the rules and play them. And then finally is the gimmies. In match play, gimmies are a big part of the game. The trick is don't give gimmies that count for something, right? And if you're not sure if it counts for something, don't rush it. I've done it 100 times where I've given away putts that came back to haunt me later, right? You don't need to make somebody putt a 6-incher, but at the same time, if it's a 2-footer and that's to win the hole, if that's a 2-footer to tie the hole, have them putt it out. Don't give away putts that count, right? Somebody said there's a strategy where I should give them a lot of putts early so they forget how to putt later. No, like I said, make them putt the putts that count. Give them the putts that don't mean anything, but make sure they don't mean anything. With that said, though, that's your Tuesday talks for match play. Good luck in your club championships. Good luck in your season-long match plays, and come back here every Tuesday for more tips. I've been Adam. It's just the tips.